Hello to you. I'm Albany Irvin, and I am thrilled you were able to join us for our live streaming event with Judith Ripka Jewelry. If you are ready for a little bit of holiday glitz and glamour, we have you covered. I say we because I'm going to bring on a special guest in just a few moments. But first, I want to welcome you. The Bamboozer app that you're using right now is so easy to shop from. In fact, you're going to see items along the top left that are specific to what we're talking about right now if you need more information. And on the bottom right, you're going to be able to open up the entire show. If you're not good with secrets like I'm not, and you kind of want to see what's coming, you can see the entire show. You can actually put items in your cart and wait to the end to check out so that you can make sure you're getting a look at everything. And of course, you're going to want to wait to the end because we're going to have 3 winners of an absolutely gorgeous piece of jewelry. But you know what? It's always more fun to go shopping with friends. Do you agree? So we're going to invite our friend Heidi Ripka on. Heidi is the Vice President of Product Development. And I was actually doing a little mental math. I did my first jewelry show, the JCK show in Las Vegas in 1995. And I'm pretty sure she was there too. I think we both cut our teeth on gold jewelry. Heidi, I am thrilled you're joining us for a shopping trip tonight. Come on in and join us.
Hi, Albany. 1995 was a great year for the jewelry industry.
Oh my goodness. You know what's amazing about jewelry is when we first started in the business, gold was at a certain price, and historically gold and silver has gone up and up and up. I feel like this is true investment dressing because you're really getting to wear beautiful pieces with luxury materials.
It is. And you are right. I mean, when we entered the business, gold jewelry, what it was then versus what it is now, it is a true
Right?
investment, and it continues to be an investment because I have jewelry that dates back to then that I still wear, and the pieces that we curated for tonight, these are pieces that people are going to cherish for many, many years to come.
I think we have a few legacy pieces in the making. And when you think about Judith Ripka really kind of debuted her collection in the 70s, I think 77. And it
Yes.
was all about celebrating women and inspiring women to look beautiful every day. And the pieces that you and I picked out for this show are truly going to be spectacular as a gift or to inspire yourself.
That's right. And Judith has always been about the fact that this jewelry is made by a woman for
Mhm.
women because we
Yes.
know and we understand what you want, what you need, how you want your jewelry to work for you. You want it
Mhm.
to work in seamlessly. It's your everyday life.
Well, here's the thing. My everyday life has changed and changed and changed. Now that I'm in midlife, I keep reminding myself, you know what? I still want to feel beautiful every day. I want to feel elegant and sophisticated. These are the little finishing touches that no matter what your style, it can take you to the next level. So before we get too distracted, I cannot wait to kind of pick your brain as an insider with product development. I think we're going to cover about 4 of the collections today, right?
We're going to cover 4 of our most coveted collections today. We have
Oh,
a
I love
lot of really pretty pieces to look at.
Oh, so you know what? Let's do this. Let's start with some of our little luxuries because we were talking about what are those little things you can do every day to make yourself feel special. That little bow on the top of the present and your little luxuries collection is a great way to start with Judith Ripka.
It's the perfect way to start because there's nothing more finishing to an outfit than a beautiful necklace. And this necklace is a great scale for every generation. So whether you're looking to buy a gift for your 18-year-old daughter or for your
Mhm.
45-year-old best friend, I mean, it's really something that everybody could wear and
Mhm.
feel good about because you're giving the gift of diamonds and
Yes.
sapphires on this piece.
I love the look. The silhouette in itself, I call this a throw and go on the days that you're feeling a little lazy or just doing a t-shirt and jeans because it's really one necklace, but it looks like 2 because I say we, you and your team have gathered it together, but it also gets very customizable because as you see, the clasp is adjustable at a couple of different places. There's half-inch increments here that accommodate your neckline.
That's
But
right. So that's a 17-inch necklace that also adjusts down to a 16. And we wanted to be able to give women the trend of layered medallions without having to worry about buying multiples and worrying about the chains twisting. So we connected them with little jump rings on the sides, like you showed. And so on
yes,
the top, you have your little hamsa, which is there to represent unity and protection, and then your
yep.
evil eye to ward off evil, protect you from harm.
Okay, if ever there was a year, this last 18, 20 months, I've wanted to ward off evil, ward off harm. But I have to share with you, I gave my daughter an evil eye when she went off to college because I wanted to protect her. I also kind of wanted to keep her away from things that as a mama, I just didn't want her involved with. But this is probably one of those misunderstood things where people say, oh, it's an evil eye. What does that really mean? But it's really to keep that evil away, to protect you. And what an appropriate gift for anyone.
It's an appropriate gift. Everybody could use a little
Yes.
protection from evil. I mean, like you said, the past 18, 20 months has been a doozy for all of us. And so little extra protection, whether it's for day-to-day life, or I gave it to my daughter also, ironically, who went to
Ah,
college this year as a freshman. I wanted to know that when my little girl was, flying the
yeah,
nest, that she had something to protect her. And so I also gave her an evil eye. But,
love
for
it.
everybody, and even if you don't want it because it's for protection, it's a trend. It's also for that person in your life that loves being on trend. It's a very trendy looking style.
It's so great because, like I said, you put one necklace on, not two. You can even layer it with your Vienna collection. There are
That's
so
right.
many wonderful things to do. Before I get too distracted, because I do get distracted by shiny things, I totally forgot. So I apologize. The pricing. The pricing tonight is phenomenal. And as you see in the products drawer and with the Bambuser app, we're going to put some images up. But guess what? That pricing is good until noon tomorrow, or we sell out of some things. We do have stock right now. So in a world where people have shortages or their supply chain this, or I don't even understand why, the Judith Ripka team has curated a collection. It is available now. We guarantee that if you order before December 7th, it will be there by the Christmas holiday. And Heidi, you guys have an amazing return policy as well.
That's right. So for your holiday gift giving, anything that's purchased between
Mhm.
now and December 24th, you have until January 31st to return it. Not that I think anyone's going to want to return
I don't
a
either.
single gift of Judith Ripka jewelry. I mean, come on. If you're opening
Right?
up a little box and it has a piece of Judith Ripka jewelry in it, you're keeping it. But
You are.
it's always good to know that you have that option.
I do love that. So again, if you're just now joining us, if you look across the top, you're going to see the specific products and you can get even more details on it. Along the bottom, you're going to get to see everything that's in the show. Now, we do have limited numbers. The amazing show special pricing is good till noon tomorrow, your time. And do stay till the end because we are going to have not one, but three big winners coming up. Now, I admitted, Heidi, that I'm distracted by shiny things. And I know we were talking about that dual layer necklace, but I couldn't help but see the necklace on your neck. So I pulled one up. This is also from the Little Luxuries collection, but I have to say, I'm going to put it next to the first one. It's a more substantial chain. It's a little bit of a bigger medallion. Let's talk a little bit about this.
Yes, that is also from Little Luxuries. That's our moon and star medallion necklace. And I happen to be wearing it. I love it. First of all, I love also that this has the adjustable length. So it really nicely cleared my neckline because that
Mhm.
matters. But it's so pretty because it's a 18 karat gold crescent moon with a beautiful little star that has a diamond set in the center of it. You have
Oh,
those serene clouds. I mean, it's
mhm.
so pretty and mesmerizing. The craftsmanship that went into this medallion, the model makers. I mean, I don't know how close you can get to the camera so that people could really see the detail.
It's like a relief. I mean, it
It
truly is
is.
like a sculpture. And as I turn it, I'm just going to turn it for half a second. Let's see if I can do this. My dexterity. There we go. Look how big that bail is. I mean, I would be tempted to sometimes put this on a leather cord or a silk
Yeah.
choker, but the slab of metal, dare I say slab, the slab of metal We call it the Little Luxuries collection, but this is really a lot of beautiful jewelry.
Yes. And people can't tell the weight by looking at it, but it has a nice weight to it because what
Mhm.
you showed as you were showing the side was you showed a little bit of the back. And that's a very
Okay.
special piece, the way it was designed. We kind of gave a slight Bombay effect to the back. It's beautifully high polished. It has a little hidden diamond in the back too, where you see the
I
jewel.
see
You
it.
see that? It's so pretty.
And it's etched Judith Ripka, so she's going to know that she's getting a slice of luxury.
That's right.
And from one girl to another, I feel like, well, we do a lot. Let's just say it. We're wives, we're mothers, we're sisters, we're friends, we're employees. This morning I was a pancake flipper and then kind of an Uber driver for my youngest who can't drive yet. We do so much, and this could be your little luxury. And as a mom, sometimes you forget to hang on to your own dreams. And to shoot for the moon and the stars is a reminder to me that you can still dream. You still got lots of life to live, and there are no limits.
No limits. And this is also a great gift. I always say this. So if
Yeah.
you've heard me say this before, I'm being a little redundant, but my kids and I, we always say, I'd love you to the moon and back. And I know lots of moms
Yes.
share that sentiment with their children. And so if you're
Mhm.
looking for a gift for a mom, a new mom, a mom that, like you and I, have a few decades of experience with, it's a great gift to give to people, not just
I
a
know.
gift for yourself, but to give to somebody else.
So I don't know if you've ever done this with your girls. I have two girls and a boy, but we have a piece of jewelry that each of us has, and so it
Oh,
happens to be a ring, and we all three have it. And when there's something going on in somebody's lives, when we want them to pray for them, or one of the girls has a test, or there's just something, we all wear that ring that day, and it becomes a unifying thing. And when you think about shooting for the moon and the stars, this could be your family piece with you and your best friend or with you and your daughter. It really does allow you to share a dream and a spirit or a tradition.
that's a beautiful tradition. I think
Yeah.
that's so special. That's something that I need to think about, and I'm sure my daughters would not be upset to be gifted some more jewelry.
Well, speaking of gifting more jewelry, okay, this is terrible. It isn't terrible. From mama to mama. And I'm sure, if you're watching this right now, you may have a story similar. In fact, throw it in the chat because we'd love to chat with you. For me, I was bent on being the person that gave my daughters their first diamond. I didn't want it to be from some boy that I didn't know or that I didn't even know if I was going to like him or any of those things. This earring, these beautiful earrings are a great way to gift diamonds, and they're incredibly wearable. So these are coming from the Max collection. And I have to tell you, this is a great, really structured, symbolic, but almost sculptural collection.
Yeah, so the Max collection has some really special pieces in it, and we selected this stud because there is nothing more foundational than a
Mhm.
stud earring in a jewelry wardrobe. And
Yes.
so this stud has all the bells and whistles of a Judith Ripka piece of jewelry in a
Mhm.
very small area. So we
Yes.
have our beautiful berget texture surrounding this pave diamond setting. And these diamonds are set so nicely, they're like kissing each other. You
Yes.
barely see the metalwork between the stones. They're really just full of diamonds, full and full of diamonds. And the reason why these sparkle so much
Mhm.
is not only because it's a beautiful color and clarity to our diamonds and they're full cut diamonds, but all of our
Yes.
silver jewelry is rhodium plated. And
Ooh.
so rhodium plating is, from the precious metal
Right.
family, but it's a metallic material that protects sterling silver. It protects it from tarnishing. If you have an allergy, it helps protect that as well. Oh, look how nice those are. You have that in your second hole?
I actually put it right in my first hole, but I meant to put it in my second hole. And this is what happens when you don't see yourself. But I'm going to put it in my second hole.
But that's actually what's so great is that the size of these can be worn, whether it's just as a stud in your first hole, you can put it in other piercings if you have other piercings in your lobe, but they're really nice. They're a little bit more than a third of a carat.
Oh,
There's so much sparkle It's just a great size on your lobe. And so, if you're looking for that perfect gift for maybe a college graduate, maybe they're going for their
Yes.
first job, or somebody that doesn't
Mhm.
have studs in their jewelry box, they need studs. Everybody needs studs in their jewelry box.
Yes. Now, I have to say, I'm not a rule follower. I know you know that. But I have named the backs. Normally you see like a post and clutch or a butterfly back or whatever. I have renamed these. First of all, this is the earring. Okay. Here's the back. You know what I call these? I call these cuss-free clasps because these are so oversized. In fact, I
Yeah.
just want to pull it out and show you next to the earring that the clasp is about as big as the stud. It truly is a larger clasp. And I so appreciate that you did this. This goes back to women designing for women. Not only can you find it without putting your reading glasses on, if you've got a little bit of an elongated piercing, it holds it up perfectly.
And that's exactly why we did it. We did it for both reasons. We did it because it's much easier to hold on to a
Right?
large butterfly back. That's the first thing. And the second thing is when you're wearing a stud of that scale, you need a larger butterfly to keep it flush. It's really
Right.
not a pretty look when you're wearing an earring and it's like falling forward. It looks like it doesn't fit
Yeah.
properly. It's like you wouldn't wear clothing that doesn't fit properly. Why would you wear an earring that doesn't fit properly?
If you've been wanting diamond studs, if you've always been thinking about it, and here's another one. If glitter is your favorite color, these are probably your studs because you know what comes to mind with me? You said round cut, they're proper cut diamonds.
Full cut.
So I need you to think about this for a second. If traditionally a diamond has 56, 58 facets and you do diamond, 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 it's like looking in a kaleidoscope or a mirror and all of that faceting plays off each other and you get so much credit for the diamonds in this because they sparkle. I don't know if when I put them on camera just with this little bit of light, you can see it. And that berget edging, it really adds a lot of visual movement. There's so much going on in this stud.
There's so much going on, and it doesn't even do it justice. It's one of those pieces that when you get it home and you're looking at it, you're like, wow, Albany and Heidi know what they're talking about. There is a lot of sparkle
Right.
in these earrings.
Well,
Absolutely.
here's my thought. Diamonds are at a great price today. I mean, this is a show special price until noon tomorrow. So don't have a lot of time for dilly-dallying around. We have a limited number of these. And I can tell you the Judith Ripka team will guarantee that these will be there by Christmas, I think by the 24th, as long as you order by December 7th. As your girlfriend, I would let you know you might want to go ahead and order now before they're out because these are diamonds on a discount. I mean, who even does that, right?
No, it's
From a couture designer.
don't wait. Because they will sell out, by the way, also if you wait too. Forget about missing Christmas. You don't want them to sell out. And these classic pieces,
They're
go.
every day. Oh, they're totally every day. So for me, my oldest daughter would wear these as her main earring. Me with my big long earrings, I think bigger is better. I'd wear them in my second piercing. So you're going to get 7 days a week of wear out of this. And Heidi, before we move to the next item, I know I eat with my eyes first, and people unwrap with their eyes first. These come beautifully boxed. So if you're looking to make a presentation, if you're looking for something for your girlfriend or your mom or your daughter, this is a wow.
It's a wow because it is beautifully wrapped with a bow and everything. And seriously, I don't know about you. Well, I know about you. Between cooking and chauffeuring and everything on your plate, just like me, I don't have time to sit there and wrap another gift. So
No.
to have a gift come already wrapped, it's
Okay.
a win.
I call this bow and go. I don't have to think about it. It's already done. And okay, I know I said we'd move on. We will, but I have to get my soapbox for just half a second. I have girlfriends that have spent more than this on a handbag that goes out of style, may not be leather, that they put on the floor. These are diamonds, and they will be in your jewelry box for generations. They will go to your daughter or your granddaughter. And when you think about having a piece of Judith Ripka, you're worth it. If you've always said, I'd love to have a designer piece, I'd really appreciate diamonds done right, this is it. I mean, truly, I have goosebumps talking about this piece, because so often, you think I'd like to have that special piece. This one has all of the ingredients. So really a great one to do.
It's true. Diamonds are forever, studs are forever. You
Yeah,
can't go wrong with these earrings. That's for
you can't.
sure.
You can't. Okay. So where are we? Can we go to the ring? I mean, I talk. Have you noticed that I talk with my hands? A ring is so important. We're now going to Vienna. Yes, we are. This is part of the Vienna collection. Let's talk a little bit about the Vienna collection, and then we'll take a close look at this ring.
The Vienna Collection, I mean, I happen to be a big fan of equestrian style. And you don't need to be a horseback rider to love and respect that equestrian style that's been around. It's so Americana, that look.
It is.
It's really traditional.
There's something majestic about a horse and about the equestrian, that entire dressage and everything. But you also think there's a bit of a status symbol in there, because you
Yeah.
see a lot of these
The
I
horse
don't
bit.
know. The horse bits, but I was thinking, these accoutrements, if you will, on handbags, on scarves, with
Yeah.
a lot of designers. And I love how you've really made it so intricate here. And it becomes almost a modified bypass, which is really so flattering for any finger.
It's so flattering. I mean, I have it on my ring finger. It looks great on your pointer finger, your middle
Ooh.
finger, because it's a nice scale ring,
Mm-hmm.
but it has the negative space, so it doesn't feel heavy looking at all.
Yes.
And so it's very distinctively Judith Ripka
It
because
is.
of all the texture that we've added to that horse bit traditional
Mm-hmm.
patterning.
So here's something for you. I know that you're in New York and it's cold. I'm in Austin and I'm still on the lake every day because it's in the 70s and 80s.
Don't make me too jealous, why don't you?
Sorry. Well, when I lived in Philly, I used to always think, well, what can I wear to put gloves on? But for the everyday girl too, for me, I'm saying, well, what can I put my hands in the back pocket of my jeans? Or if you're going through file folders,
That's
or
right.
if you're just in your purse or with young children, this one is low profile, so incredibly easy to wear for any lifestyle. But look at the drama. You get so much credit for the style. And I do love what you said. This is a signature look.
It's signature. It's just very elegant and very classic. And it's
Mhm.
even though it's a bypass, which is a pretty trendy style, it
Yes,
doesn't scream too trendy
I
because it's
agree.
balanced out by that whole equestrian feel vibe.
So, this is probably one of the most affordable items in the show. It's all about effortless grace. And when you start to look at a piece like this, it may be the piece that you're gifting for yourself because you're saying no to fashion jewelry. You're saying no to that throwaway stuff that's mystery metal. These are precious metals, and they're designer from a couture designer. I do have to tell you something funny. So my oldest is graduating and she's in the Northeast. My niece is in college in Texas, and all the sorority girls want a Ripka ring. That's the thing.
Really?
And she's like, "Aunt Albany, this is exactly." And I'm thinking, oh my word, when I was in college, I just wanted to eat 3 times a day and have enough gas in my car to go out on Friday. But, when you start to think about a designer that has transcended genders and has made women feel so welcome and so special and pretty, I mean,
Yes.
she makes us feel beautiful. I love the idea of gifting that sentiment to someone in my family.
Absolutely, and I'm not surprised at all to hear you
Mm,
say that that's what the sorority girls want. There's another
yeah.
ring coming up that I also think is one that
Mhm.
those sorority girls are really coveting. But any Ripka ring, and that's always been the case. There's
Yeah.
always been every season like that one style that everybody just wants from the Ripka collection.
Yeah.
So no surprise. It's just so
But
funny.
what's interesting to me, I'll call it, I'm a midlife, I'm a modern midlifer. Um, I love this ring. The 20 somethings are loving this ring. For me, as someone that's been in the jewelry business for 26 years, I always look at a piece and say, is it going to earn its real estate in my jewelry box? Will I still love it? Will it still be appropriate 5 years from now, 10 years from now. And this is one of those iconic pieces. Your silhouette is a bypass. You get the iconic finishing touches that Judith Ripka is so well known for. And it's an easy wear.
It is an easy wear. And you know what? There's so many beautiful pieces in the Vienna collection, but I have to push us along to the next one because the next
Okay.
one's not only a great piece, it's our giveaway.
All right.
And I think everyone's really excited for this piece because you said 3 lucky winners are getting this? Is that what you said?
3 lucky winners. It does coordinate back to that ring, but we're still in Vienna. So let's talk about this one and really all of the Judith Ripka-esque inside this piece.
Yes. I mean, this is, again, that Vienna horsebit motif, but what we did to make it very signature Judith Ripka is we did our rope twist going around each and every one of those links. And then to brighten it up, we have our high polished connecting link, but we did these as a bangle, okay? Because it's a casual look. It's nice and easy to wear. It's just, you slip it right on. I have it with a few because anyone that knows me knows more is more. Like,
yes,
one is beautiful, it's elegant, it's classic, it looks so great on you, Albany.
I like wearing mine up like a cuff. So if you're ever saying, oh, I type all the time, or I don't want it down here, wear it as a cuff. It is so chic as a cuff. The other thing that I thought was super interesting is you see the graduating sizes. So you see some larger ones, mediums, they get a little bit slimmer, and then they go down to slim again, and then back to graduating. So this is an eternity style bangle. It's incredible. And not one, but 3 of you will take one of these home at the end of the day. You know, I appreciate how you stacked them. So this may be something that if you're taking advantage of our show specials that end tomorrow at noon, you might want to pick up a couple and give one for holiday, one for Valentine's Day, one for Mother's Day, because these look great with a partner piece.
They do. And the Vienna collection, if you go to our website, there's numerous bangles in this suite. So you make it your own. You figure out which ones you like. I mean, there's some 2 tones. I'm wearing all silver. So I'm wearing 2 of the giveaway ones, and then I'm wearing a slightly bigger one that has that motif in the center of it. But it's this one that if you need a starter to this collection, you want to start your stack, hopefully you're one of the 3 lucky winners, but if you're not, this is a great gift to give to people. And you could even stack it with other bangles that you have in your collection. It doesn't have to just be from the Vienna collection. It could be from any of our collections. It looks great.
But if you like Vienna, look at the earrings. As I'm looking at myself and at you, look at how we're continuing that tradition. This earring is phenomenal. Look at that. The Bergère just comes to life on that.
And you know, I think my light isn't great for this, but I want to point out that the bottom is 18 karat gold. So these are sterling silver with 18 karat gold. Yeah, maybe you can see it a little bit better on yours. I think you can when it turns a little bit. And so
I'm going to do like this. Whoops, I dropped it. I'll do another one. You know, this is what happens when you're live and you're playing with your jewelry.
Things happen. So the 18 karat gold is nice because it's a feature that jumps out. It ties back to that medallion we looked at earlier, but it's a bridge to your jewelry. So if you have a sterling silver collection and you have some gold jewelry and you want to find a way to wear both of them, putting on a piece that has 2-tone makes it easier to mix and match your metals. But I love the silhouette of this earring. I love the elongated effect of it.
That's what I was going to say. You know, so I'm 50. And so I start to look at, okay, am I too old to wear this? Am I this? No, because it's so slender, it kind of has this joyful movement. But Judith has been so particular about giving you the little Bergère links, the little kiss of gold at the bottom. Everything is so sophisticated. There's this effortless grace. And if you're thinking, okay, I need a color by numbers, step-by-step approach to getting dressed, pick a collection that speaks to you, like this Vienna collection. And we've got the earrings, we've got the necklace coming up in just a minute, a ring. It really does kind of take the guesswork out, Heidi. And I look at these collections and it makes me feel grateful that I don't have to figure it out because you and Judith have already done that.
And everything works. So you're looking at the Vienna collection, but we're going to be looking at the Eternity collection. We already looked at Little Luxuries and Max. It all works together. And to your point, we've taken the guesswork out, because whether you want to stay in Vienna or you want to mix your collections, because maybe a stud speaks to you in one group, maybe a different ring speaks to you in another, it all works. And that's
It
what makes it
absolutely
so
does.
effortless.
Okay, so let's do the necklace really quickly before we get going. I know we got to do the eternity next. The problem with two ladies that love to talk is that we love to talk. And we could do this all day long. So you can always find either Heidi or I on our Instagram or Facebook pages. We're here to help you shop. We've curated a few things, but we know that this special pricing is only here until tomorrow at noon your time. And we know that we were able to secure a limited number of these that, yes, we have in stock, and yes, we guarantee we can get to you by the holidays. So I do want to make sure we get through all of these. I'm going to scoot a little bit forward, and maybe you could walk us through the necklace. Do you have one?
Yeah, let me hold
Oh,
mine
good.
up.
That'd be better.
That'll make it much easier for you. Okay,
Thank you.
so here is the Vienna necklace. So this is an elongated version of that horse bit. We kind of stretched it out to make a rolled bar, and you have
There it is.
beautiful rope texture on the ends. And in the center, we have a bezel set diamond that has a little bit of our berger texture. It's on a slightly heavier chain than some of the necklaces we were looking at. And if you see that little piece waving, well, that's the extender on this necklace. So this necklace is 16 inches, but it has two more sizing rings. So you could extend this to 18 inches, depending on your neckline. And we have this beautiful little dangling JR logo, which I love. It's so
I
sweet.
do too.
Very
Well, you
finished
get
in the
credit.
back. What?
Yeah, you get credit. I mean, every time you put it on, when you gift it, they will know how special you are. And you know what that's interesting to me, Heidi? When I have okay, so my man isn't listening right now, but I have pieces, from old boyfriends. You don't get rid of fine
We'll have a
jewelry.
few of those.
You don't get, I mean, the cash and prizes from the game, you just don't get rid of it. So when you think about it, every time you put on a piece of jewelry, it reminds you of the person that gave it to you.
That's
You're
right.
starting a beautiful sentiment. And maybe this, the little smile silhouette is reminding you that you have the grace and the agility to do whatever life brings to you. Maybe it's something that you gift to your daughter or your sister, and it's reminding them that they're worth it, that this is an investment piece, and that this is a celebration of women. And that's what Judith Ripka is all about. Now, I know it's been a little bit hard to see this one. So if you look above, there's the product drawer with the items that will give you more information and let you see specific details. Along the bottom, you can see everything in the show. And here's the news. Go ahead and stick it in your cart now. I don't want you to miss it. Wait till the end of the show, because you may be one of the winners. We're giving 3 of those bracelets away. But we guarantee everything that's ordered by December 7th will arrive for the holidays. So let's move on to our next collection and these earrings. I mean, back to some two-tone, which really is a lot of forgiveness, but it's a left and a right design too.
Yep. And that's really important. Sometimes people take a shortcut when they're making jewelry, and they don't pay attention to the fact that you can't just mimic the left side to the right side. You can't have the same exact one. You need to have a pair. So this way, when they crisscross, they're matching. So you have, let's say, the gold on the inside, the silver on the outside. And so these two, I went to pick it up, but I'm wearing it. So, so these earrings that you're holding up, the high polished bar or hoop, that's 18 karat solid gold. And the other side is the Judith Ripka signature berger texture. This is a 1-inch hoop, so it's a great scale.
Doesn't it kind of feel and act bigger than that? I mean, it only hangs 1 inch, but because of that double hoop, there's so much character and dimension in this.
They have a lot of volume to it. That's why I'm putting it back on to show you, because they really stand out. And, in this Zoom age where we're always on camera, to show people just how nicely it shows up. It's like not a big and in your face, but it's just a right proportion for everybody. It's flattering on the face. They're comfortable. I mean, I went to grab it because I forgot I was wearing it, because they're so comfortable. I don't even realize that they're on.
It's interesting because I do love drama, imagine. And I love the length here, but you're not giving anything up here.
No.
It's a different kind of drama. And as much as I don't want to admit it, there are times when this is not appropriate. You have to go with something a little bit more demure. But because of that crossover, I guess, of the two separate hoops and the two materials, the 18 karat yellow and the sterling silver, there's a lot of dimension, a lot of visual movement. And I love that it hits at the jawline because it's super flattering.
It's super flattering. And again, I just want to remind everybody that our jewelry has rhodium plating on that sterling silver. So that sterling silver is not going to tarnish. It's going to stay bright and white and reflective. It works with your platinum jewelry, your white gold jewelry, and the two-tone just means you could mix and match it with your 18 karat gold jewelry as well. I mean, it's a winner.
You know, you don't have to guess. If you're going on a vacation, I always suggest two-tone pieces because you can wear it with gold or silver. By the way, I put it on with this Vienna necklace just now. If you wanted to layer this Vienna necklace with something else, maybe a two-tone something, this is a perfect layering piece and allows you to build what I call build out your box. So create different layers within your jewelry box where each of them has a meaning and a purpose.
Now, I'm not going to put it on entirely, but look at how nice that looks when you layer it together because of the way it curves. It's just a great layering piece.
You know, it creates your own signature style. You and I could have the same pieces in our jewelry box, but wear them and present them differently. So when you start your Judith Ripka collection, you're going to be, everything will work together. Even if it's a Max piece from a Vienna, from an Eternity, it all works together. What I will tell you is it won't work at the show price afternoon tomorrow. Your time. So I encourage you, if you see something that just grabs at your heartstrings and you think, oh my word, she would love that for the holidays, or you're gifting yourself, make sure you stick it in your cart and you go ahead and check that out so that you don't miss out on these prices. Now, I know we have, I think, 2 or 3 more items before we do that big giveaway. Can we move to the Eternity collection?
We certainly can move.
Well, we actually, the earrings were, but I want to do that ring.
But we're moving to the piece that those sorority girls that were saying they want Ripka. This is the ring that every single person wants. Everyone on your list, if they don't already have the Eternity 7-band ring, this is it. This ring has been on our collection for over 10 years. Judith designed this. I remember working with the model makers to execute it for her. And she's like, no, weave it more, tighten the wraps. You see how tight these wraps are? There's like a little bit of space. Each ring is individual. These model makers, I was in our factory, they were like, can you leave, please? Because you're driving us crazy with this ring. But for good reason. I mean, the staying power of this ring, it has been our bestseller for a decade. There's a reason behind that.
I was going to say, let's talk about that for a minute, because when you start to look at one silhouette that has been so beloved, as a shopper, I mean, I've been in the jewelry industry for 26 years, but I also shop for me and shop for others. It gives me confidence that this is something that she is going to wear. The other thing that was so great, and why I'm so grateful that you are our advocate in the design process, is all of those tight layers are really simple to wear. Look at that sleek, easy on, low profile, yet big wow. You can see that dimension even though it's so simple to wear.
It is the most comfortable ring. I have this ring. So if you go to the website and you go to the Eternity collection, you'll see that this ring we have not only in silver, we have it in two-tone, we have it in 18 karat gold, we have it in rose gold, we have it with diamonds. I have been wearing the 18 karat gold and diamond one since the inception of this ring. It is my favorite ring to this day. And there's a reason why everybody wants this ring, why it's on every single person's wish list, because it's the perfect ring to have and to own and to cherish forever.
Okay. So here's another one. As I look at this, again, if we think back to the 90s when we started in this business, oftentimes we would be polishing silver. I have a lot of things on my to-do list, but babysitting my jewelry is not even on the list. This is that rhodium plating. And if you're not familiar with rhodium, I want to go back through that because rhodium actually trades at a higher price than gold. It is a supreme precious metal. And all of this beauty is fuss-free because the rhodium keeps that gorgeous luminescence, but it also keeps that brightness, that I guess the most light reflective of all the noble metals, that brightness, that internal energy stays for the life of your piece.
Yes. And I always like to call out, don't call me a Debbie Downer, but I always like to remind people that the rhodium plating is there to protect the ring, but you still have to take care of your jewelry.
True, true.
So if you're going to be doing anything with chemicals, if you're cleaning the house, as especially during COVID, a lot of us were housekeepers in addition to everything else, you need to protect your jewelry. Either take
Yeah.
it off, wear rubber gloves, because things will erode your rhodium plate if you're not careful. If you
Okay.
want your jewelry to look as beautiful, 10 years from now as it does
Right.
today, just take good care of it and it will stay and it'll last and it'll stay shiny and bright and white.
Right. So I don't consider that a Debbie Downer. I think that that's helpful hints from Heloise. I'll also go one more step. Not that anyone else does this. I'll just say myself. The things I put on my face have alpha hydroxy, AHA, glycol. Those are all acids. I mean, our skincare is chemicals.
Yep.
So please do all your lotions and potions. Do all that first and then put your jewelry on. And it is made to last a lifetime when you take care of it. It's precious noble metals. And I got to tell you, one of the other things I appreciate is that you graduated this back here so that when you're clasping your hands, you're working through your day, it really, you forget you're wearing this one.
That's right. It's very comfortable on. And one more helpful hint.
Okay.
When you're buying this ring, okay, if you are a half size, because these are only available in full sizes. If you're a half size, go a size up. It'll be, because it's a wide ring, it's more comfortable if you go up. Don't try to squeeze your finger down.
I agree with that. Now, here's one other thing, and then we'll go to the next item because otherwise we'll talk about this forever. I have arthritis in my fingers, so I don't have the most beautiful hands. And I used to always buy little narrow rings because I thought they were more becoming. Wait till you see this. Do you see this big knuckle? Somehow when I slide this on, now everything is elongated. This is one of the most flattering rings on your hand. And if you've ever thought, oh, I don't know if I can wear something that's that tall from north and south, try it. I double dog dare you to try this one because it is incredibly flattering on the hand and it elongates. Isn't that crazy how that does that?
I know. I completely agree with that. Yeah. Completely. It's so flattering. If though someone really truly says, I don't know, it makes me uncomfortable, we do have a 5-band version of this ring. So again, check the website, check Eternity Collection. There is a 5-band ring, but I say go for the big one. Go for the 7-band. You will not be disappointed.
Okay. So we're going a bit into the garden. We're going to go to this beautiful, beautiful, I just want to say exquisite mother of pearl timepiece. And this is like your eternal bouquet. So let's, first of all, Heidi, would you mind introducing the collection? I'll take it off. Well, there you go. We can both put it up.
You wear it. I'll take mine off. Let's do it that way.
Okay. Well, we'll do that. And I'm going to just cover up my face here with this so you can see it.
So this
look at that.
This is the Jardin watch from the Jardin Collection.
Yes.
So if you want flowers that'll last forever, this is the most feminine watch I've ever seen, with all these beautiful flowers dancing on the dial. So this has everything. It has the fine berget around the bezel. It has a beautiful mineral crystal face. It's genuine leather. It's like a textured pebble leather. You have your berget on the buckle. And this watch has 2, 4, 6, 7 holes. It's highly adjustable. It actually is a 9¼ inch length. So it'll fit most wrists, from figure about a 5.5-inch wrist to probably about a 7.5-inch wrist, I'd say. This has it's 3 ATMs, meaning if you get a little water on it, you don't have to worry about it. Don't go swimming in it. But if you're doing dishes and water splatters, you're fine. It's a sterling silver case, rhodium plated. So as we were discussing about rhodium before, it's going to prevent this from tarnishing. It has a Swiss movement in here. That is the best quality movement you can get in a watch, Swiss movements. It also has a 3-year limited warranty. So if anything happens to it, it's covered. I mean, this watch, I can't say enough about it. And, it's funny. The strap is white. And up until recently, I was a rule follower when it came to my wardrobe. If I was wearing white, it was Memorial Day to Labor Day, and then white
Yep.
went away. Girl in my office said to me, don't put your white away. Don't put your white away. Wear white year round. I'm like, I don't know. It feels summery. Well, she was right, because the other day I wore a nice black sweater. I wore my white skinny jeans and black suede over the knee boots.
Love it.
Put it on with this watch. It was such a great look. I was like, oh, why have I been putting my white jeans away all this time? It looks so fabulous. This is not a summer only watch. This is a year round watch for you, and for someone to enjoy all those gorgeous flowers every single day.
Yeah. You know what was interesting to me as I fell in love with this is the little clusters. It's like falling flowers or
Yes.
sprinkled confetti, but the little twists and the details around the outside of each petal. I'm going to get close again to see if you can see that. But do you see the detail of the varying sizes, and then the outline, the framed border of each petal? This one is so divinely feminine, and I love that celebration of the beauty and that eternal grace. It really is something special.
And it's so unique. I mean, really, I've never seen a watch like that anywhere. And I've seen tons and tons of watches. It is so beautiful.
Okay, I'm going to be the bearer of bad news. A watch is all about time. And we've been talking for a long time. And I'm so grateful you were able to join us. Heidi and I are always on our Instagram and Facebook, so you're welcome. We encourage you. Send us a message. We'd love to help you shop. But as promised, we have 3 winners. I've got goosebumps again. I get so excited to hear the story. And we are gifting this Vienna bracelet. I mean, this is such a wow piece. I don't know, Heidi, if you won tonight, we aren't allowed to win, but would you keep it or would you give it away as a gift?
Gosh, I'm not giving that away ever.
I'm not either.
I can't help it. I love it. No way.
This is a gift-giving show, and I'm
I know.
thinking, bulldozer, I'm gifting it to myself, right?
That's the
Okay,
biggest
so
problem
let
with
me get it
jewelry.
in my ear. Let's see. Our first winner, Valerie Murray.
Yay, Valerie.
Yes, I am so excited for you, Valerie. And to our other winners, we want you to take a picture of yourself wearing it and send it to us so that we can showcase it. But I can't wait to see what you pair it with. Our next winner, Donna Silberman. So we've got Valerie.
Yay. All right, Donna.
Donna Silberman, yes. And one more, Robin Ann. Robin Ann, congratulations.
Yay. Congratulations, everybody. That's so exciting.
You know, we've got more in store for you. We've got a couple of surprises coming up in the next couple of weeks. So follow us on Instagram. We'll give you the updates. Remember, everything in your cart, please do check out now because the pricing expires at noon tomorrow. Up here at the Bamboozer app, you can see the details. Down at the bottom, you can get a look at everything, all 10 items in the show. And of course, you go to judithripka.com and see some variations on that eternity ring. Heidi, you're awesome. Thank you so much for playing with me tonight and giving us that behind the scenes. You're welcome.
This was the
You're
greatest
welcome.
way to spend an evening. So thank you so much.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Well, I am so grateful you guys hung out with us. We'll hang out on our social media after the show to answer any questions for you. And we will see you soon and can't wait to hear how you are celebrating with Judith Ripka this holiday season.
Happy
Bye-bye.
Thanksgiving, everyone. Happy holidays.